there, I'm Gwinnell. Welcome to Homeschooling on Mama's Bed. This channel is an homage to my wonderful mother-in-law who homeschooled 5 kids from kindergarten to 12th grade, and they actually moved next door to me when I was in 11th grade, and I got to see many of the wonderful lessons on Mama's Bed and I got to see just how wonderfully my mother-in-law's 5 kids get along together all the time. Even now, as adults, they have such a wonderful relationship because of all that time spent together, teaching school, teaching values, just teaching how to love each other from such a young age to older ages as well. So my husband and I are so excited to pass that along to our kids. We started homeschooling my son second semester of 1st grade year. We had planned to have him be in elementary school all the way through and then homeschool him at 6th grade, but we just had this overwhelming urge and feeling that we needed to take him out right away. So we didn't have a lot of time to research. Now that he's going into 2nd grade, we've had plenty of time to research 2nd grade curriculum, and I'm so excited to share with you everything that I put together, and hopefully it blesses you as much as it's blessed me. Okay, so for math, this one took a lot of research. I looked into Saxon, which is what my husband did. I looked into Math UC, to primary mathematics, and finally what I went with, Math with Confidence. It is such a fantastic curriculum, guys. It has lots of fun and interactive lessons and activities, which is great for my son, whose love language is quality time. So I knew this would check that box, which he really needs that time with mama. Also, it lines up with public school education. So if for whatever reason I did need to put my son back in public school, I knew this would be okay. For example, Math UC did not line up until I think about 9th grade. So that one was a little trickier. And another thing I love about this is it is open and go. And lastly, you can see these are the teacher lessons. Just kind of take note of the color. It's not so colorful, but then as soon as you get to the student manual, guys, just check this out. Look at the beautiful lessons. There's lots of activities in here, lots of games. Oh my goodness, my son is just gonna love this, and I bet your kids will too. So in this, there are 32 weeks worth of lessons, and each lesson is for 1 week, and in 1 week you have 5 lessons. So it's a 5-day-a-week curriculum, and each day should have 30 minutes worth of work to do. So this is going to keep you guys busy, but I love that they're not too long of lessons, and this is also, the activity book is also included in that lesson time. So from lesson to activity that day, it should be 30 minutes. It's total. Okay, so next we have language arts, and in language arts you have 5 different components. You have reading comprehension, phonics, writing, spelling, and grammar. So to cover those 5 components, I have 2 different curriculum. The first is all about reading, and this is level 2 that my son will be doing for 2nd grade. And in this, it heavily covers phonics and spelling, and it also has some reading comprehension. I was on the fence between all about reading and the good and the beautiful language arts. Now, I ended up going with all about reading because after reading many reviews and doing a lot of research on the curriculum itself, I felt like this was going to be a better investment for all of my children. It is more expensive for sure, but it goes slower. There are more cues, reminder cues for phonic sounds and words. So if your child might need a little more help, might not be as intuitive of a reading learner, this is way better. And so you never know. I've got a 4-year-old, an almost 4-year-old, and I don't know how intuitive she'll be in reading. And if I have any other kiddos, I don't know either. And I would rather play it safe, spend a little bit more money, take care of it nicely so that it will be passed on to all of my kids, then go with something that's a little cheaper but has really bad reviews for its phonics program. I just was so excited about this, and also I picked it because it has a lot of fun activities, a lot of hands-on things to do as I'm teaching my son further reading skills. And that's really important. Like I mentioned before, quality time is his love language, so this curriculum is definitely going to fill his tank. And you know what's better than that when you're picking a curriculum for your kiddo? So here is the instruction manual. In it there are 57 lessons meant to be taken at your kid's own pace. You could do 1 lesson each day, but they said more than likely it's going to take a week or two. It really just depends on your child's experience, their age, their attention span, and then the complexity of the lesson. So here's that instruction manual. It also is going to come with a student manual, and many recommended that you do just as I did. Take a 3-inch binder and cut up the front, cut the back of the manual, and then the pages are all perforated. So as you open it, this is an antelope activity, an anteater, sorry. You've got fun activities where you can see that in the back I need to cut up this. There's a lot of different cards. Now, if you've done this before, did you laminate these cards? If you did you feel like that helped? And if you did not, did you use this on multiple kids, and did you feel like that was okay? But the page protectors, they work well for pages like this, and I'll do a proper flip through. So this is just going to be a very brief flip through here. But the pages are going to be pretty protected in the page protectors. It's just the activity cards, and there are so many activities for each lesson. So you experienced folks out there, just let me know if you would recommend I laminate those things that we cut up, or if you would just leave them as is. Okay, so here's the student manual, and then it comes with beautiful readers, stories that will go along with the lessons. Now, this curriculum is meant to be done 5 days a week, 20 minutes a day, and it also will include 20 minutes of reading, and that goes actually along perfectly with the next language arts curriculum that I have, because it also has 20 minutes of reading out loud homework as well, and that's really beneficial for kids as they're learning to read. The amount of words that they'll know later on, their vocabulary will expand profoundly just by reading 20 minutes every single day with your kiddo. Additionally, it comes with this note card box, and what you do with it is you have these flip through cards. So it has these nice organizing dividers, and you've got the yellows, which are letters, and they help you learn phonic sounds as well. They're letters and sounds, and then you have words cards as well, which each word and sound card, phonics card, will go with a specific lesson. And then I'm also putting this, I don't know if you're supposed to or not, but there was still space after I perforated these sheets, and these you also cut out of the perforated tabs. There's letters and there's phonic sounds, and these are magnetic. You get to put magnets on the back that it comes with. And I have a whiteboard as well that we'll use that goes with the lesson as well. Okay, now done with all about reading. Okay, so the second curriculum that we picked for language arts is Lightning Literature Grade 2. Now this is going to cover reading comprehension pretty heavily and grammar, as well as some writing. Initially, the thought of doing 2 language arts curriculums overwhelmed me, and I thought to myself, well, why am I doing all about reading and lightning literature? And as I did my research, I realized that all about reading is primarily focused on teaching your child how to read, whereas lightning literature is teaching your child to love reading, to learn through reading, to improve their communication, to think critically about what they're reading, and to analyze what they're reading, to get takeaways from their reading. And so I just thought those are very important. Those things are very important to my husband and I. We'll read either a self-help book or a novel, and we love sharing our takeaways with each other. That's actually really important in our relationship. And so we wanted to pass that same love of reading onto our children. So yes, it is more of an investment, but a well worth it investment in our opinions. So what comes with it is I got a bundle. I got the student manual, which is this. It's a 3-ring hole punch, so you could put it in a binder if you wanted to, and then you're getting the instructor manual. Now, I ordered this through Rainbow Resource Center, and if I had known, I would have not only ordered this, but I would have ordered a 5-book set and also included the Random House Book of Poetry, the Just So stories, and Winnie the Pooh. Now, there are 36 lessons in here, and each lesson has a book that goes with it. Most of the books you can just check out from the library for that week, and it covers it. And in each week, you have a lesson a day for 4 days a week. Now, you could take a 5th day. There could be additional things that your child needs to catch up on, or it's just a day off. It's just a 4-day-a-week program. And in that, each lesson should take about 20 to 30 minutes long. And once you do that, it also has homework to read 20 minutes. And that pairs up perfectly with All About Reading. So we're not going to do 40 minutes. We're just going to do 20 minutes a day of that reading. And the reason that I did buy these books, and I wish I had just gotten this set to pay less in shipping, to be quite honest, is this does come all 5 together on Rainbow Resource Center. I know there's other places out there. I don't know if they sell them all together, but I know that Rainbow does. And these 3 books are listed throughout the book frequently enough that I just felt like it would be annoying to check these out so much, and I might not have it for long enough if somebody else needs it and I'm like not done with it, you know what I mean? Like, I just felt like if these 3 books are going to be used often enough, I'm going to get it. So I highly recommend you getting these books as well. So that is it for Lightning Literature. Okay, the last component of language arts we'll do is handwriting. And what I'll have my son do, as you can see, it's 3/4 inch. Just regular old handwriting practice paper. I'll have my son copy down 3 sentences a day from his reading. And why that's so important, that aspect of copy work, is 1, it's going to model proper letter formation, right? That example is already all out there in the book. 2, it's going to strengthen fine motor skills from that consistent repetition. 3, it's going to demonstrate very organically sentence structure, grammar, spelling, punctuation, just picked up gradually over time from, writing down those sentences, copying them down 3 times. And then it's going to also improve the cognitive development just through enhanced focus, concentration, and memory from writing those down 3 times. And then lastly, it's also surprisingly going to inspire an appreciation of reading. There's a lot more benefits of copy work. You can honestly just Google them. Those are the most important highlights that I found, but there's definitely more benefits. So here is our writing component of language arts. Okay, next would be science and social studies in the core curriculum. My mom is actually going to be teaching my son that. I am so blessed that she's willing to do that. I'll do a separate video with her explaining her curriculum choices. So now we're going to go into our extracurricular activities, which are going to be really fun. First is art. I don't have a curriculum I'm following. However, on Fridays, I am going to be doing an art day. Because we'll have a lighter homeschool load on Fridays, we're going to do at least an hour each Friday having fun doing art. And I will have a video specifically going over my planner and each curriculum. I have a printed out Excel sheet going over what I'm doing, what subject I'll be doing for art. I'll go over that there. So then next is mindfulness. And this actually was a curriculum my mom got from Teacher Pay Teachers for the last semester of 1st grade, and my son just wasn't quite ready for it. So I'm going to be doing this year. It's called Mindfulness for Little Learners, and it's really cute. My mom bound this herself. She just printed off and bound it. And it's got some fun activities. This is an example of a lesson plan. If you've not heard of mindfulness before, I am so excited to be the one to share it with you. And if you have, just what a great reminder of the importance of mindfulness. This just teaches our kids how to be aware of themselves, their emotions, their actions, what they're doing, and how that impacts themselves and how it impacts other people. And so what it's going to do is it's going to improve their emotional regulation, their self-awareness, their social skills, their attention, their focus, their ability to process and retain information, even their sleep. It can reduce anxiety. I mean, honestly, again, get on Google and Google the benefits of mindfulness, and you will be blown away. You will start practicing mindfulness if you haven't already. I highly recommend it. And then next, I have piano. So I play the piano. My husband plays the piano. My son is not even 7. He's going to be 7 in a couple weeks, and so we're starting light. This is a 10 lesson book with technically 11. There's 10 lessons and there's an intro, so that introduction is technically supposed to be a lesson as well. And so we're going to stretch this. We're going to take 10 lessons and stretch it for 2 weeks per lesson. And so this is going to take us about 20 weeks. It's not designed for us to do it the whole year. I know a whole year is technically 36 weeks, But we're just going to keep this short, and then next year, if things go well, depending on how this goes, we'll do a more intense, like, first piano book. There's lots of curriculums out there. If you have any recommendations for piano books, let me know. This is really well done. I really like this. We did start this. This isn't another example of a curriculum we did start, but my son just wasn't quite ready, so we're picking it back up. But you've got a song it does and some lesson that goes in with it. So I'll do more of a flip through of what the books look like in a different video, but this is called My First Piano Lessons, and I liked it. I really do recommend it. My son just needed a little more time to start, so we're gonna do this second grade. All right, guys, that is it for second grade curriculum. I'm so excited to see what you guys are doing. Go ahead and comment below what maybe you might have done differently, what you are also doing that's the same, and maybe why you picked them. I love hearing about that stuff, so please feel free to comment below, and thank you so much for joining Homeschool on Mama's Bed.